All right, guys. So here we are. I think this is our second team call for the year, and I'm really excited because we have our team cup put together. And I was going to show you guys a little video I think this was shown at Super Saturday. Just a little bit about what Team Cup can actually do for your business. It's an opportunity to just, really, really push yourself outside of your comfort zone and really take it seriously that you are here to help people and see absolutely what you're capable of doing. So I'm going to start us off with that. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I've got a lot of stuff open on my desktop. All right, let's find it. Here we go. By the way, these are the fancy prizes. The first tier of prizes is a awesome Team Beachbody umbrella. And I think that's if everybody on the team at minimum hits Success Club. The second level team reward is this thermal shirt along with a celebrity trainer photo opt during the new release of a program at Summit. And then, of course, there's the top regional team, which, guys, I want to give you a perspective. In the past, top teams have earned like 140 points. It's actually very doable if you think about it. So it's like you may think, oh gosh, I'm really not up for that. That's okay. I'm not really worried about that. The idea is and I know you guys already you're having all of these conversations, and it's going to make for a really good February. But let me go ahead and make this video up. Can you hear? Let's see.
Team Cup is an eye-opener to pushing past your limits.
It made some really big things happen for me. It helped me to break that barrier of Success Club 10 that I was trying to get by for so many months.
All the coaches on my team ended up advancing to Diamond within a couple months of Team Cup.
Team Cup advanced my business to Emerald.
Team Cup helped me develop into a better leader and do the same thing with my team.
The Cup moves everyone's business forward, just built so much camaraderie on our team.
Probably one of the biggest momentum boosters for our entire downline.
Team Cup really boosted me to say, I can do more, I can do better.
Team Cup is about pushing forward to find that fire that's inside of you.
Stop thinking about it and just do it.
Registration for the Team Beachbody Cup starts January 15th. For more information, go to teambeachbodycup.com.
Yay! I'm so excited. Gotta love the garb that you get, all of the little wear and share stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing here just for a moment. So I've set a goal for us, okay, to each inspire 10 people, okay? So that doesn't mean talk to 10 people, right? That means talk to as many absolute people as you can, and all of that has to start right now. So which brings me to where are we going to find these people, right? And without, bothering our friends and family and feeling icky on social media and being like, let me coach you. We don't really want to do that. That's not our style. So I've actually asked Gina to hop on tonight's call too, because, she's been using Stim Social as well. And I know a couple of you have used the 5-day free trial already. And I want to just show you some of the things by sharing our screen. And Gina can share her experience with it as well. This is new for us, guys. However, I do believe that this is one of the most important pieces that we've actually been missing for a really long time. And I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think it's just one of those things that when you start taking this serious like a business, you have to start looking for resources to help grow your network, right? Instead of just adding strangers to your page and then messaging them, that's sometimes uncomfortable, right? But when you can have something set up that sends a message to people and then they respond to you, and then you already know that there's some level of interest. So that's what Stim Social can do for you. It can generate what's called a sales funnel. Basically, people who are either interested in the business or interested in a fitness journey and getting started. And the system has already messaged them with your personal message. Gina, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes. Hi, guys. I'm so happy to see you guys. So, yes, what Shannon said is so true. Like, this is something we've needed. Here's what I've been. It takes practice. Like, you got to keep changing your targets to see what you get, and it's trial and error. But here's the cool thing. So I come down in the morning to sit and do work, and all of a sudden I have all these people who are watching. So it takes that part. So Stim Social is connecting. Once you pick your targets, it's finding people like you because of your targets. So now Shannon pointed out where you could just do a direct message. I don't know if you guys do this now, but like if somebody on Facebook, whatever platform you're using, when they go ahead and either follow or like your stuff, I have a little script that I send that says, thank you so much. I love inspiring women to whatever. And so I put this in as an auto. So anytime somebody follows me, Stim Social sends that out for me. So it's like I have a little assistant working for me while I sleep. So I'll get up and I have like 20 messages like, oh my gosh, so nice to connect with like minds too. So it already has people without me doing anything. So it's super cool. And again, like Shannon said, you don't have to go to the same people over and over. It's new, fresh people. They're already somehow similar to you because you have the parameters you plugged in. So you have something to talk about and start with building relationships. So for me, it was almost scary because I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to keep up with this? Like there were so many things, but it's a good problem to have, right? So what I've been doing is I'll sit down, record their names, put it in Teams or whatever you guys use to record your conversations, and then just play around with it. It does show you in one section your best targets, your worst targets. So now tonight I was just putting in a bunch of different ones to play around with it. So again, just like any other thing, right? Just like changing hashtags in Instagram, which by the way you could put in here as well. I think it's awesome. I think I use Teamsy and I'm trying to figure out, I love Teamsy. Like I'm attached to it, so I'm scared to give it up because I know a lot of people use Google Docs. I'd rather pay the investment for this. This is getting me much more than Teamsy is a system to file, and yeah, it's awesome, but I'm sure I can find something else that I don't have to pay for. Whereas this, I think, is totally worth it. My nephew's a social media expert, and I was asking him, and I'm like, can I just pay you to help me with this? Like before I knew about Stim Social. And now this is what I feel like would be like what you would pay a little assistant to do. So I think right now it is so worth it to build. And how many did it increase you by? I think I'm like up 500 already, new followers.
I'm going to share my dashboard here in just a minute. Okay. But you're right. Like there are actually people who do this for a living. As a matter of fact, my daughter just got hired as an analyst to go ahead and implement this type of tool and then analyze the data on their customer targets, because that's what she graduated with a degree in, not necessarily social media marketing, but in statistics. And so she's learning all about how to find the right platform of customers for this financial agency. And I'm like, that's awesome. Learn everything you need to know and then
tell us.
Right, then come analyze my shit. But what I'm going to do here, ladies, and listen, myself, Gina, we are not experts at this, but what we can tell you, we can attest that I have had more conversations with people who are just like me. I have met other women who are, as a matter of fact, this woman just now transferred me to be her coach because she's never heard from her coach before. She's had Beachbody on demand and she wants to do 80-day obsession. She travels for a living. She works for AT&T. She loves health and fitness and needs something that she can do on the go. And she's done Beachbody programs before, but she's never ever heard of a challenge group. She's never been tied into a team. And then she asked me, wait a second, you make money doing this? This is amazing. So, and she has a Vizsla. Go crazy. I have a Vizsla. Like weird, crazy, weird things. So again, it's just, you put in all these things and they find people for you. Okay. So I'm going to share my dashboard. And then what I'm going to show you is another tool that I'm using to actually, like when I have my Stim Social open, I'm going to show you how I work and go through my list. Okay. But first I want to show you the little tabs that you can do in Stim Social. Did you have a
quick question?
Yeah.
Yes, real quick. I'm sorry. Because I started the Stim Social and I've been going over it as best I can. The only thing I'm not grasping is how to implement it, sending messages out for me.
Okay.
Like that's the part that I'm a little lost on.
Perfect. I'm going to show you. I'm going to go through this and I'm going to show you. Okay. And just so you guys all know, in our team page, there is a Google Doc for like what to say. I think that's what I named the document. Like if you're kind of stuck on how to invite, if looking for an automated message, I just put some ideas there. But even if you come up with an idea of something that you're using, add it to the document because this is where people are the most stuck. They just don't know what to say. So as you ladies start building your team, we want to make sure that we have the tools for people to use. And they're like, oh, I really like what, so-and-so said about inviting to the business. It doesn't sound like weird at all. So this way other people have resources. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. Okay, here we go. And we don't need Team Cup. Okay, here is my dashboard. Let me move myself over here. Let me come up here. Can everybody see my screen?
Oh, you have a lot of followers. Good.
So here is where I started on the 14th. And so we are almost 2 weeks in, right? Like we're just about 2 weeks in. I think I signed up on a Sunday, and so it's just about 16 days. And in 16 days, okay, here's where I'm at today at 1937. And my total new followers are 645. So you can see the increase over time in just the 2 weeks, less than 30 days. It says if I continue with 30 days, I should have about 1558. I want you to look at a couple of things, and this is something that I have noticed. You see this right now, it currently says that I'm stopped. This actually, right before this call, I just got this message. So these are like little notifications. Usually it has to do with some of your settings, okay? So it gives you a reference. So as soon as it stops, you want to go into this and figure out why. And it'll tell you, it might just be a connection to your Instagram account. It might be, you have a setting that is maxed out and it can't do anything anymore. And I'm going to just show you some of that. Let me minimize this. Okay. You can see over here that right now, I think it has me following around 5,000 people. However, once it reaches that 5,000, it's going to start unfollowing people. Okay. Right now, I have this turned off. Gina, do you have yours turned on or off?
Yes. Well, I had it off, and then I got that message saying that I should put them both on because I was worried. I was following so many people. It wasn't an even, and so I started unfollowing, and I turned that off, and then that messed me up. So I kept them both on, and I'm just going to let the system take care of itself.
Yeah, right now it says currently it's unfollowing. See that? Because I just turned it on, which, you know, for me it doesn't really matter. Let me see if I stop that. I want it to follow, not unfollow. Okay, because when you unfollow,
don't you? How many followers do you have? And I mean, what does your real account look like?
Okay, let's see. So folks, what I just pulled up is something called Grids. Okay. And Grids is $8. It's an app for your computer, and it allows me to go.
You pay for Grid?
Yeah, it's $8. You just get it for $8 so that you can direct message people. Otherwise, you're just looking. You didn't pay for yours?
I don't think so. I mean, I use it the same way, direct message and everything. I don't remember paying, but
I thought I did. I thought it was like $8.
Yeah, maybe you might. Yeah, okay.
I can't see my number of followers right this second, but okay. So what I want to do is I want to first go through the accounts. Accounts are things that you like, celebrities, businesses that are really big, maybe even a blogger that is really big, that you actually really like following. I have a really good one in here. Her name is Stephanie Gass. She is actually a life coach, and so many people of hers have followed me, and I'm having conversations with, which is super cool.
Show us what that is. Show us what that is, because I think that will help them understand that it doesn't have to be
right. So when I go to my reports, I can see who like my top engagers are. And when I come down to, actually, that's not what I want. Do I want targeting?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. This is what I wanted. When I go to my targeting, this is a person that I'm targeting, Steffi Gass, and you can see that 26% of the people that it followed are following me back. So it looked up 88 and that's a total of 88 people of hers are following me back. Then it says 14 of them have even commented and 74 are liking my stuff. So this is just a person. This is just somebody that I can actually even click on right from STEM Social, and I can even check her out. She's a success coach, a positivity pusher. She has a son. She's a female entrepreneur success coach, and she loves coffee. So like this is her page, and so it's her followers of this page who are associating themselves with me. And it says she has 25,000 followers, and so forth. So that's just that. Let's see. I can see what kind of growth I've been having. I could see my top engagers. And that's just kind of stuff that you can look at like as this is implemented. And if you see, for example, this one, I'm like at 1.8%. However, I've still gotten 20 follows from this person. Let me come down and see.
Go to settings, and there's where
for example, I just want to show you here, this one of 199 people only 3 are like followed me back. That's not a very good percentage. So I would probably eventually delete this person. But in our settings, we're going to start at general. And this is where you set everything up. Okay. I'm at a follow limit that's at the max right now. I've set up my system that I will not follow people who are private, because I can't send them a message that I love their page and how inspiring I think they are if I actually can't even see their stuff. So I've chosen not to follow people with private accounts. I've chosen to only follow females. This does not mean that males are not going to follow me, okay? It just means that Stim Social is not going to follow men, okay? Although that's questionable for me, because I think I still message some men, but maybe they're not. It might be in their profile as a business, and they may actually be men. So you don't always know. I've chosen to only follow people with a profile picture so that I can see them. Do you want to interact with other business accounts? I put no. It doesn't mean, though, that I don't. If they are not listed as a business account, then I might still be following them. It's all about their settings. My post limits and my following limits I have as any right now, and my follower limits I have as any right now. My speed list is extreme to unfollow, meaning it will rapidly unfollow people. I'm going to be thinking about changing this, because what happened to me the other day was I was having a conversation with someone, and before I got to put this person on something called my whitelist, it actually unfollowed them, and this girl got offended. And it's a shame, because I think she would have had potential, but I didn't take it that personally, because I was like, oh, well, if she's going to have that type of attitude, then she's not my person anyway. And so you kind of get the source, right? You can set this up. I have everything on extreme right now. I'm totally okay with that, because I'm learning. I did put in here that I don't want to sleep. However, I do rest the system for 4 hours, because it is recommended that you get better traction when you rest for 4 hours. So mine is at 12 a.m. So I don't want to be sending people messages between midnight and 4 a.m. That's just kind of my rule. Now, that is worldwide. So you do have to be careful, because you might be messaging at 5 a.m. somebody in the UK, and you might want to have your phone vibrate message off, because your phone could be responding to you at 5 a.m. Eastern, like their time. All right, so let's see more in the settings. So Katrina, this is what you're looking for. That's all general. New follower DM. This is the pro account. This is what you pay, I think, $40 something for. And right in here is where you go ahead. Oh, I see. I never took this out and hit save. There we go.
Yes, me too.
I just learned something new. All right. So today, see this number here? Today I've sent out 267 messages. Okay. This is my message currently. And I change this every couple of days depending on my mood. It's just kind of like something I've been getting into the habit of, because what if 5 months from now, I don't want to be sending the same exact message just in case to someone who might refollow me. So this message gets sent out every single time someone follows me back. Okay, so I followed them, Stim Social followed them, and then they follow me back, and this is the message that they receive. Okay, and these are all of the people. Can you see this? All of the people in which this message has gone out to. Okay. So the cool thing is that these are all of the people who followed you. Now, the way I manage this is I don't necessarily contact every single one of these people. Okay. So this is where Grids comes in handy if you don't want to work from your phone. But you can do this from your phone. It's totally fine. You just open up your Instagram and you come into your box here, your message box, and you can see here are the messages, right? Hey, thank you for following. Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you. Here's one. Let me click on this one. Okay. So this one, I sent her a message because a few days ago was when we made our connection. So she liked something of mine. And so I decided to just say, hey, do you want a spot in our group? Because it was about my challenge group. And here she is, snap reply. Of course, I love being able to support empowered women. I'm honored that you even asked me to become part of such a group. What do you need from me? So what I did was I just sent her my event page and asked her to please read through it so she understands what she's pretty much getting involved in. And people have been very responsive this way. Here is another woman. I've actually been talking to this woman. You can see we talk every day starting January 6th. This was my direct message that Stim Social sent her. And she actually didn't see it until the 17th. And it's so funny because this is the woman I was telling you. This is another woman who has a Vizsla. She's a physician. She started blogging. So I, acknowledge that our mission is, are in line. And I told her what we do. And then I just totally changed the topic to about her. Well, what kind of physician are you? And then so it keeps the conversation about her. I also said, I noticed that she had a blog and it's beautiful. And, how long have you had it? I want her to talk about her. And then I just let her know that, yeah, I did one as well, starting on the 1st. And so now we have this running conversation, and I ended it that night. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I'd love to chat live about your entrepreneurship and see if we could collaborate. I'm rather intentional this year about who I work with, and I appreciate your work and interests because I want her to know that I respect her as a professional, right? I'm treating my business as a profession too. So we verified all of the things, like time zone that we're in, where we're from, things like that. And I'm going to fast forward. And here it was, how is 2:30 today? Great. Here's my phone number. And then it was, ready when you are. Great. I'll call you in a minute. And we had a conversation while I was getting my nails done today. And long story short, what I ended up finding out is she didn't even realize that I was a Beachbody coach, because every Beachbody coach she's ever spoken with has been, Beachbody, Beachbody, Beachbody. She totally loved our vibe. She has done a challenge group before with another doctor friend who is a coach. And so, the conversation I had with her about that was, listen, that's awesome. Has she ever offered you the coaching opportunity? And her response was, she kind of just was like, if I wanted to do it, but she never explained it to me. And I basically just said to her, I said, listen, choosing a coach is very important when it comes to your fitness journey, and you should definitely do it with friends. Like if you are having a good time and that's fun, then you should be doing it with friends. But find out from her, she's actually building a business because this is something you're interested in doing, and if she doesn't have the right tools and trainings for you and things like that, just have that conversation with her, because I would love to mentor you, but I would never want to take you away from someone if they had those resources for you. So I don't look at this as a loss. I look at it as an amazing opportunity to work with a woman who is a physician who sees the value in Shakeology, and she knows about Daily Sunshine. She works with peds, and she's just tired of all this sadness in her career. And she's like, I want to do something that's uplifting. She's like, of course I know I'm making a difference, but I don't think I can do this for the next 30 years of my life. So it's just pretty amazing when you put in the things that are about you, the conversations that align with other people. It's really amazing. So, Katrina, I answered your question about how to put in the direct message, right? Anybody else have any other questions? Just unmute yourself.
So Shannon, I have a question about the Grids app that you're talking about. So is that what you need in order to then direct message through STEM Social, or is that another platform?
No, Instagram, you can't have Instagram on your computer. Instagram is just an app. It's like only on a phone, a mobile device, or an iPad. But because I do so much work on my computer, Grids is, we'll call it a bridging software that allows you to operate your Instagram account on your computer.
Okay.
Because otherwise you got to do Instagram from your phone. You can't post. You can. I didn't even know that, because that's not even what I do. When I post like on my day to day, but
me too. But
I can message people. I can comment on their stuff. I can send direct message. That's how I use it. I use it as that kind of tool.
Okay. And so those 267 messages that were sent out, those were, obviously you put in kind of your message, and that's what you said you change every, few days or so, but that was done basically for you, because that's the area that I truly struggle is.
Yeah. And I wake up, I wake up every morning. Absolutely. And I wake up every morning and there's an inbox full. So when I'm ready and I have time to sit down, when I'm ready to sit down at my computer and message all those people back, I can crunch out a bunch of messages. And some of them are not nows. And that's when I log them. I log everybody who has replied to me because, I think I showed you guys how I'm using Streak right now. So I put them in my messaged column because they've replied back to me. So that's an opportunity, because they've replied back to me, then they are worth me having a conversation with again in the future, even if they're saying no, thank you. The fact that they even took the time to reply to me and say, oh, thank you so much, but I'm not interested right now, or thank you so much, I find your page inspiring too. Like, that's an opportunity, right? So that's when they go in my list, they stay in my list, and I work with them. I start a conversation. I go look at their page. I see.
And it's the Google Streak, right?
Google Streak is how I'm managing my people right now. That's what we did on our last, I think we did that on our last call. Okay.
Yeah, I think we were talking about something like that. So, okay. I'm the non-techie trying to be a techie, right?
Yes, but we're going to stop. Nope, I get it. But we're going to embrace it. We're going to just learn. We're not going to worry about not being tech savvy. We are here to learn, because this is not simple stuff, but it's so simple and it's so necessary. It's not simple or easy because we've never done this before, but we have to be teachable, and it's like growing pains. Like, as soon as you learn it, I can power hour like 27, I think I had 27 messages on Friday. Like I power houred through those. And then I think 6 of those conversations carried through the weekend, which is awesome. You know? And I have a rule for myself that on Sundays, even though I'm sending out direct messages, if somebody replies to me, I usually simply reply back that, have a, happy Sunday. Today I'm spending time with my family. May I check back with you tomorrow? And it's that simple. And most people are like, oh my gosh, me too. Thank you so much for contacting me. Like it's this platform, Instagram. This is what Instagram was meant for. Like some people just post to post, but this is definitely an advertising platform. It's really cool.
And so with the Sim Social, I saw obviously you were putting in, the different outlets of things of interest to you. Like you had the Pottery Barn on there and things like that. So is that how they are targeting the people to follow, or are you doing hashtags as well?
Let's come here. So I'm going to go to my targets. Can you see my screen again? So you have 3 ways. Yes. You have 3 ways you can target people. See this? Accounts. Yeah. So accounts are like companies, okay? People, celebrities, whatever, things that you like. Like I have Dave Matthews Band in there because I really like his music. I think I might even have Katy Perry. And then hashtags, for example, and this is something you can change on a day-to-day basis. Like, and you can put up to 100 hashtags a day.
Okay.
Right? And so these are the current hashtags that I'm following. And I feel like I'm still getting good traction. If I see my traction go down, I'm going to go to my reports and I'm going to see which hashtags, for example, aren't doing so great. These are the people. Gina, is there a way I can look at my target hashtag?
I don't believe so. I haven't found that because I was curious about that as well. I don't see any reports on that. You would think there would be, but.
Yeah, let's see. I'm just going to go through this a second.
Hey, Shannon, I definitely put hashtag hair horns as one of my follows.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. The funny thing is, let's look at that, for example. So watch this.
It's not popular, but it's personal favorite.
But look at this. Hair horns. Look at what this does for you. It tells you how many people are there.
Yep.
That is awesome. And the fact that there's, 1,225 followers, I think that's a good thing. Like, I understand that there's this, algorithm that you should use a hashtag, like with, what was it? I can't even remember the numbers.
5,000
or something. Right. To get like a decent reach. But if there's something that's specific to your picture and you go to this hashtag and it's a funny hashtag, then, and you relate with people there, then use it. It's totally okay to have, obviously this one's better than these, right? These only have 2, 3, 1. Don't want to use those, but this one, I would use it. It's pertinent to your picture. I love it. I think that's great. I love it. I love it. You get some really good hair horns.
I do.
And then you can also put in locations. And I like this because, and I'm going to start playing with this a little bit more because I think it makes sense to target big cities. However, don't forget small town USA. Okay. I just had this conversation with a guy on the airplane. He was from a small town in Kentucky. and his wife stays at home, and he's a lineman, and he was flying to Puerto Rico to go help with the, doing all the electricity there. And he was going to be away from home for 4 weeks. And number one, I so relate to that. I so relate to being married to someone who travels and who's gone for a long period of time. Believe it or not, crazy. I mean, this is how the world is. Like, you attract like minds. His wife just became a Beachbody coach. And isn't that crazy? And they're from this super small town in Kentucky. And he's like, yeah, she's so excited because she now has this opportunity to start a business from home. So if again, you don't want to target places that you just don't know. I mean, you don't want like the drug capital of the world, but just kind of don't write off small towns. Put them in there, and you never know. You never know what you're going to get. So, but any questions? The value of this, guys, is just every morning. So when you guys did it for free, because I never did it for free. I'm an all in or all out kind of girl. So I just bought it right away. I just had 5 days. If I wanted to cancel, I could. But were you missing the direct message piece? Okay.
I'm on I think it's either day 3 or day 4 of my 5-day trial, and I don't have that option.
Right.
And there's there's a few things that you have to pay for the pro. But what I noticed is that they sent me an email today telling me I have 24 hours to upgrade at a 25% discount. So,
awesome.
I'm like seriously considering that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. I guess, you couldn't do it on the free account. You can't direct message because it's part of the pro. Just make sure you get that pro level so that you can do that direct messaging piece, because it's such a time saver. What I was actually doing, and Gina was doing this too, for the first week, let me show you where we were going. Let me share this screen for a moment again. Let me show you what we were doing. We were going to our activity, and I was going to this little button here where it says follow backs. And Katrina, this is what you can do right now. And then what I would do is copy this person's name. I'd go to my grids. I'd go to here. I'd paste her in. So you see, like, it's a little time consuming, but I'd creep on her page a little bit. So let's see what her page looks like. And look at this. She's like from another country, right? So I also have to be careful that Stim Social isn't following people that, are from other countries. And actually, I'm not following her. So she started following me for some reason.
Shannon, how do we control that, though, about the other countries?
You don't. You can't.
You can't, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's not one of the options. I'm totally fine with people following me from other countries. I just
you have to stalk their page.
Yeah.
You'll see their blurbs and everything will be in another language. I've noticed that also. I'm purposely following those.
Right. So what I did was, this one is another coach who started following me, and she's a coach. She's a life coach. She's also a psychologist, and I am following her. She's actually requested a meeting with me, this woman. So her page is Darling.
Who's that? Bob?
Me?
Oh, Pete.
I was hiding there for like an hour.
I felt breath on me.
So you can go and look and see like where they're from. And sometimes if I'm not sure, it's actually one of the first questions I ask. I had this really long conversation with this woman, and I found out that she lives in Costa Rica. And I was like, I thought you were from New York. And she goes, no, but I travel to New York every week. I was like, can't you get a New York address? She's awesome. But these people can also get Beachbody on demand. Okay. And there was another woman from Germany. And, you know, here's what I decided. If people, like, if by accident I've gone down that road of having the conversation with them and I find out they're from a different country and I'm disappointed, I'm going to remind myself that they're talking to me because they need me. And so you can still give them the resource of Beachbody on demand. There's no skin in the game for you. You're not receiving a commission, but you can still build a relationship with that person. Because you want to know something? When we go live in Germany or we go live in South America, which it's going to come, you know it's going to come soon, you're starting to build relationships with people already. So I believe there's value in that. Anything else, guys? So do you think that this is a tool that will help you during a power hour? Like, how cool would it be to come home from work? There's your list of 30 people that you're going to talk to. Sit down, do it, right? Do you guys have a scheduled time that you're reaching out to people? You know what I've been doing? You know when I do it? I've been getting up at 4 a.m. I eat. That's when I punch out my power hour, is while I'm digesting. And then I go. I mean, what else am I going to do? I'm going to sit around. I mean, you could do your personal development, but at the same time, I'm like, let me be a little productive with these people from Europe because they're wide awake right now. Right? So anyway, any other questions, guys? How do you feel your conversations are going with people right now? Are you having them? All right.
I've just been like sending out a few of the like, hey, love your page, you know, that kind of thing. Or like if somebody follows me back, I'll go and look at their page and just shoot out a general like, thanks for following me, love your page kind of thing.
So make sure you're commenting. Okay, good. Make sure you're commenting on their photos though too. That's really valuable. And another way to gain more traction is if you like something on somebody's page and you share it to your page, that's a big deal too. Okay. Another thing I'm looking at right now, and I've been in 3 groups, is if somebody is not interested, let's say you're having a conversation with someone and they're like, you know, I really love this and, you know, but I'm doing my own thing and I really don't have time. You know, I would say something like, well, would you be interested in being in a collaborative group where we can help each other grow our pages? And what those are these little DM groups. That's what they are. So there's maybe 5 or 6 people in them of different types of businesses. Now, I was in one group that I had to pull myself out of because one was like Plexus and another one was Isogenics. And I was like, no way, these are too many of the same markets. But then I was in another one that was like a nutritional coach, a bodybuilder, an essential oils person, and like a business coach and a personal trainer. Like that was like the mix of the group. And so what everybody does is you tell the group when you've posted just by direct messaging new. And all they have to do is click on your face. They go to your page and they can like and comment on your stuff. So like as a group, it's like a little support group. They promise by being in this group to comment and like on all of your stuff. And so what that does for you is it pulls you up in the hashtag. You know, like you always wonder like how those people get in the top 10. by people commenting on your stuff. So, and when people comment on your stuff, other people are more likely to comment on your stuff too. So just another idea of when you're reaching out to, maybe your message for the week is, I'm looking for 5 women to collaborate with to grow my page. Would you be interested? You know, after you've already sent your direct message, after they've replied, and stuff like that. But be intentional. We are here coming into February for, we're being intentional. I'm telling people straight up, I'm being very intentional this year about looking for a very specific kind of people. And you look like you got it going on.
Have you told them about the donuts to just do some random ones like that too?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I just send people like today.
No, I mean these guys here on the call. Do they know to do that too randomly? Okay.
Yeah, they all know what donuts are. Donuts are random direct messages. For example, today I sent out a bunch of them because it's the end of the month, and I just sent every message that I sent to people personally was, I have 5 more spots in my group. Are you in? That's it. That's a donut. They know that you do challenge groups. You've probably talked to them in the past. If you've never talked to them before, you can add at the beginning. I know that this is very random, but I run challenge groups and I have 5 spots left in my group. Are you interested? What's a challenge? And then the conversation starts. What's a challenge group? Right? And then you're just being intentional. Then talking about a challenge group should be simple because you were very intentional about the question that you asked and they responded. So that's what a donut is. And I'll tell you, if you don't know the story behind how a donut came about. I'm already in bed, guys. A donut came about because Carl made this comment about who can pass up a donut, right? You walk into the kitchen at work and there's all of these things there, but there's donuts staring at you. And, donuts are awesome, right? And some people will just keep walking by them. But, there's always that one donut. And so that's why he named them donuts, because who can pass up a good donut? And so they're just direct messages. They're just messages. The other thing was, the other analogy he gave was, in the sales world, you kind of do something to warm up, and a batter, when he goes up to bat, right, he puts this steel ring around the bat, and he said it looks like a donut. Okay, so you put it on the bat and you got to take a couple of swings, 5 or 6 swings with this donut on your bat. And then when you take it off, you have a really nice light swing. So you practice with the hard stuff by sending 5, not icky, but 5 messages that are pretty just random. But then when it comes to having conversations throughout the rest of the day, it's really simple because you already did the hard stuff. You already swung the bat with steel on it. That was the hard part. Now the rest of the day, when people are messaging you, that's the easy part. Just talk about what you love. Okay. So, all right. Any questions? Are we up for this challenge? Right? No stress though, guys. This is fun. Right? This is fun. We're going to have a good time. Listen, yes, Success Club is a metric. Success Club is a thing. I just worry about the people, that I'm inspiring every month. So just focus on people, be happy that you're helping them, help them out any way that you can. But if we can inspire 10 people with 10 challenge packs, that's our goal, right? Set a goal and let's just go for it. Okay. All right. I want to just really quick throw it out there, guys. Cindy, did you really sign up for the Success Club trip? You opted in?
I did opt in. Yes.
Yeah. Heather, did you? Katrina, did you? All right. Opt in. Okay.
I can't go with my work schedule.
Opt in anyway, because who knows what will happen by then, and all you have 24 hours to respond to them. Opt in.
Opt in.
Who knows? Dream big. Opt in. Opt in. You have nothing to lose. When they say, okay, you're off the list, here you go, then you say, then they take you off.
Okay.
That's all.
Just opt
do it. Just do it for fun. Just see what it does. See how good it makes you feel. And everything will go away.
Think about it though. When you get taken off of a list, you get taken off of a list because of the people that you're inspiring. It kind of gives you incentive to work, even if you can't go. Like I know, for example, Lindsay, her trip was fully paid for this year, but she had to give her spot up because it's her sister's bachelorette party. And she didn't get to meet that date. It was already, somebody else planned it for her. And she's like, I can't miss that. She's only going to have one and I can't not be there. And, but she earned it and she felt really good about it. And she knows that she's doing she's making the right choice. But just go ahead and do it. Guys, these rewards trips, I can't tell you.
You can't.
I can't even tell you. How much did they give us when we went on the cruise? $700. Wow. Like we weren't expecting that. We got on the cruise and they're like, we were only going to give you $700, but here's for both of you. Like they doubled it. Or maybe it was $350 and it made it $700. I forget. But the point is that you don't spend a dime other than getting there, like your airfare. Who cares?
They take such good care of you.
They take such good care of you. You don't spend a dime when you're there. When we went to Punta Cana last year, we couldn't even spend all of our money. It was really, we couldn't spend all of our money. We're like, oh, we didn't plan that really well. We should have gone to the spa twice. But we were too busy being entertained by all the crazy people at the pool. But it was just, it's really, really, it's an experience. It's a vacation that you never dream. It's very hard to even dream something like that.
And when is it again?
What's that?
When is it again?
I think was it in March?
Yes.
I think it's
of 2019.
Yeah, March 2019. I think it was like the 23rd through the 28th or something. It's like a 5-night cruise.
The only thing that for me, which will be really hard, is because, I have the two girls, and it's just me with them. So, leave me alone. Yeah. Haley says leave her home by herself. She's only going to be 15. Alexia is going to be away at school. So I don't know.
So you bring her.
You could take her.
No, Katrina, you take her. The trip is for two people. You take her butt. You take her butt out of school. You take her butt out of school for 5 days, and you show her what you earned for your family.
That would be her sweet 16. That's a 16 trip. No, leave me home. That's actually our birthday week, the two of us. No.
Good. See?
It's an option.
It's an option. I mean, think about what an amazing opportunity how great would that be? It's your birthday. It's her sweet 16. Would you be able to give her a cruise otherwise? But instead you're giving it to her by inspiring people every single month. She's all excited now. See, now you haven't. Now you ain't got to do it.
Now you better get your butt in gear and get social.
That's not my sweet 16 trip. You don't give. I don't give my girls sweet 16 parties.
Oh, don't worry. We'll have a party. Don't worry. We'll have a
trip. And I said, trip from Beachbody. She said, okay, then take me.
Nah, I mean, if it's gonna be a boring trip, then leave home and I'll just go bangers.
I love it. I love it. See, nothing.
All right, I have to go to bed. I'm exhausted.
Okay, good night. Nothing like a little family influence. All right. Yes, I'm going to bed too. I'm getting up at 4 a.m. So anything else you guys need from me this week?
Oh, Shannon, I'm going to set up the prep week stuff for next week. Does anybody have clean eating week going on? I don't have anybody. Do we have clean eating week, people?
I have one.
Okay.
I actually did it already.
Jeez, lady.
I know.
Okay.
I did
I'll
it.
look through. Yeah. I'll look through and see if I can add any Heather spin to anything.
Yeah, you might actually have to check my work because I wasn't really feeling good this morning. So, but check what I posted. I might have messed it up a little bit.
All right, no problem.
And the other thing, I know Jessica's not on this call, and I think she went away for a quick weekend, but we do have a February 12th 80-day obsession group. Anybody else have anybody for 80-day obsession starting on the 12th? Katrina, you have one. Cindy, you have two. Katrina,
I don't have anybody now.
not yet. Okay, Heather. Okay.
No.
Katrina, make sure, and for anybody who has does anybody have anybody for Inner Goddess? Which is going to be the continuing group for Discover Your Wonder Woman.
I have one that started.
Okay, so we're.
I have two that are like I'm trying to get commit.
Okay, so
I don't know.
So there is perfect. So to keep it organized, instead of having a document, there's the two Google Forms in the coach page. Go ahead and put in their name and their email address in the document so we know which group to add them to. Okay? And this can be done from your phone. So we no longer have to be like at a computer to edit the document. And so the group for Embracing Your Inner Goddess is going to be a continuation of the Wonder Woman group. So if you have people in that group already, no big deal. Just make sure that this is the last week. So start having the conversation with them now about how they're feeling. Do they want to continue next? Let them know that the content's going to change next week and it's going to be a little bit more, meditative, spiritual, embracing themselves, getting in touch with their femininity, things like that. And then the other form is for 80-day obsession, new 80-day obsession people, because I think it's really important that people start together in this program. And Cindy, did Jessica reach out to you? I didn't know if you had anybody. Okay. I didn't know if you had anybody for 80-day obsession. But
just my current challenger right now, but nobody new.
So you have somebody in the group that's in now. We have now. Okay. Yeah. We're not going to move that person. We're not going to move that person, obviously.
And I have the one that's in the Discovering Your Wonder Woman. So
okay.
I'll touch base with her this week and see if she wants to continue on.
Yeah.
So hopefully she will. She needs it. So
yeah, no, I think
hopefully she'll want
it. And I think even though that group is smaller, I think it's okay. I think it gives people the opportunity to, we're showing them how to be consistent, and I think it's nice. I think it's a good small group, and I like the fact that we're going to keep that open, and it allows people to kind of come back and forth, but at the same time, we could reach out to them and every once in a while and give them that little nudge and say, hey, like if you're not going to post, then we might as well come out of this group and you just let me know later. But, you know, just it's a smaller, more intimate group. Everybody doing good on their 80-day obsession? I derailed.
Oh, wait until y'all hit a booty day tomorrow. Have fun with that.
Oh, good. I derailed myself a little bit yesterday, and I suffered a little bit today. But we had a Sunday fun day impromptu with my kids, and we hit a couple of breweries. I haven't had any alcohol since the beginning of the year. So, this girl was so pathetic. I had 3 drinks. I couldn't handle it. I didn't get sick or anything, but I woke up this morning with a terrible headache, and I was like, shit, this feels awful. Now I know why I'm not drinking. So my workout wasn't the best today, but I expect it to be awesome tomorrow. Booty day. Whew. Booty day's hard.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll tell you, this week 3 is week 3 is definitely, it's kicking my rear end. Definitely
An hour
more than the previous 2 weeks. And
an hour of butt.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean,
All right.
and it's exactly like today, the 3x10 over and over and over. And you're like, by the time we got to stand back up again, I was like, oh, thank you, sweet Jesus. We get to stand up. It was,
Oh my God. I'm going to have that like twitching motion.
I swear, I honestly don't think I'm going to be able to walk tomorrow. Oh yeah. I was definitely starting to have a muscle spasm at one point during it. I'm telling you, you guys just wait.
Can't wait.
But it was so good, and we're going to be so much better for it on the other side of it.
All right, guys. Thanks. She's like, been there, done that. Ha ha. All right, guys.
Yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday.
All right. You have a beautiful night. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Mwah.
Bye.